right, everybody, welcome to Mix at 3, and we hope you are having a great Thursday so far.
We're back.
Yes, we're back.
Yay.
Actually, a couple of days of football, and did you watch the game?
I know that Manchester won yesterday. Copenhagen is out.
Oh, okay, all right. Well.
And I think they're in the semifinals or quarterfinals. I think they're quarterfinals now.
Okay.
So they move. Manchester is advancing. I might have said everything wrong, but you know what? When soccer is on, we're working.
Yeah. I root for the Yankees, so that's okay.
Oh.
I don't know. Honestly, you know, I used to play soccer, football. I was like 4th grade or 5th grade when I was in school. I was the goalie, and then I got smacked dead in the face. You can probably tell from the player like running up, and just as I was reaching down as the goalie, pow!
Ouch.
Since then, I have an aversion to soccer. Can't imagine
Understandable.
why.
Yeah, understandable.
Anyway, doing okay?
Doing okay.
Yep.
Okay, how about you?
I'm ready for the weekend. I was talking about this with Zaina earlier today. Just tired. Just kind of overly tired the last few days. I've gone to bed at around 7 o'clock each night the last few nights, and I don't know what it is. I'm hoping that the daylight change that's happening this weekend will solve that issue. Maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll
Or
get
maybe
worse.
Maybe not. Maybe like I said yesterday, I just need a little Geritol.
We'll be talking about daylight savings next week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that we definitely need to address. And Oscars.
Well, maybe tomorrow as well, because it is coming up Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Oscars also.
Yeah, big weekend.
Yes.
In Hollywood. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. We'll be talking about that Monday.
This one's a hotly debated Oscars Academy Award this season, just with everybody talking about Barbieheimer, and all the other stuff. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow for that, because we're going to be talking with a critic about what's happening, too.
One thing is coming up, too?
Yes.
Spring break.
Exactly. That's what, yeah. We're coming up on spring break season. It's always different here in the Augusta area than other places. Not everybody is excited, however, about spring break. The city of Miami Beach, they are breaking up with their spring breakers to avoid the rowdy crowds and drunk public displays that are usually go hand in hand. Officials released a video announcing stricter rules for college students and tourists this month.
That includes curfews, road closures, DUI checkpoints, and more patrols. So some beach access points will also be closing early on certain nights. Last year, the city saw 2 people die in back-to-back shootings. Yeah, don't go that far.
No,
right?
I mean, have some common sense.
Yeah, party, have fun, but don't go too far. And yeah, this video that we are watching now is the city of Miami promo that they're now playing on.
And you know, you need to be careful with whether it's Miami Beach, could be Daytona, could be Myrtle Beach, could be down in Savannah, or even at Tybee Island. Something is always going to happen around spring break.
Yeah.
Just be mindful, be smart.
So when I was in college,
Don't be a dummy.
And I was over 21, because that was my second college attending here. But I remember the younger ones turning 21. All they want to do was to go to Panama Beach city here in Florida to drink and get drunk. And you can be smarter than that.
We as the smart ones would just take photos and show them the after pictures too.
Exactly.
Hey, you live and learn, right?
Okay. Yes.
Living and learning. Speaking of upping your daily step count, do you use that for your Fitbit or whatever? That could offset the negative effects of sitting here all day. According to a study published Tuesday in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers looked at data for more than 72,000 people on this subject.
Yeah, and they found that getting 9,000 to 10,000 steps per day lowered the risk of cardiovascular disease and the odds of dying in those who are sedentary most of the day. So researchers say the findings don't endorse sitting for long periods of time, but it does show any movement helps.
I agree, absolutely. And you know, I think I've noticed, and I think the public in general have noticed now that people have, their iWatches or their Fitbits or their whatever. They notice exactly how many steps they are taking a day, even when they're at work.
Yeah.
So it's not just walking the dog or running on the treadmill.
I've just said to my friends back in Master Control, I said, yeah, I'm going to take my watch off now for the show. but I want to keep track of my steps. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm around 7,000 now. So I have 3 more thousand to go till the end of the day.
Okay.
So that's my daily goal. Like I want to reach the 10,000 per day.
I don't even want to check mine right now, so we'll get back to you on that. Hey, say cheese.
Cheese.
It's the wrong type of cheese we're talking about here. The
Yeah.
2024 World Championship Cheese Contest. That is officially underway at the Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center in Wisconsin. Of course, that's where the cheeseheads are. Judges evaluating more than 3,000 cheese, yogurt, butter, and dried dairy products. Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association, they've held that event every other year since 1957.
57. Wow. And while there's no cash prize for making the best cheese, well, it's the bragging rights that cheese producers come for. And the event is open to the public for free. The World Champion Cheese was announced just 1 hour ago during a public live stream online.
Okay. Check that out. That's a lot of cheese.
That's a lot of cheese, yeah. Would you try like all kinds of cheese?
There have been, it's kind of like that whole soccer thing. I have an aversion to some cheeses because I just did not have a good experience,
Yeah.
some taste. Now, my favorite, I love brie.
Oh, yes, all the time. Gouda, Parmesan.
Gouda, Parmesan. I'll take the Colby Jack. I'm not the biggest fan of sharp cheddar. Never really have.
I can do that, yeah.
But there's some other too. I do like blue cheese to an extent. It doesn't need. It can be pretty strong.
Yeah.
But then you have some of the other ones like Havarti. I love Havarti.
Yeah,
Munster
I do.
cheese.
The super stinky ones, I can do it. I cannot.
You can or can't?
Cannot.
Oh, okay. All right.
I won't do it.
Just bought you some super stinky cheese. Coming up, what does it take to open up and express emotion in a relationship? Well, after the break, we will talk about the importance of being vulnerable. I can never say that word right. That's next here on Mix It 3. You're watching Mix It 3. Opening up and expressing emotion in a relationship, it can be tough. Fearing judgment or rejection. It's not easy to share your deepest fears, your secrets, your insecurities, and yet relationships need vulnerability. See, even though I sound Russian, from both partners in order to thrive.
So whether you are in a new couple, getting to know each other, or you've been together for years, practicing vulnerability is the key to genuine connection and growth. We spoke with licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Morgan Anderson, who shared her thoughts on the importance of being vulnerable.
We are happy to have clinical psychologist Dr. Morgan with us to talk about the art of vulnerability. And Dr. Morgan, thanks for spending some time with us today.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, appreciate it. Let's talk about this. Let's define vulnerability in relationships. How do you highlight that in healthy relationships?
Yeah, so the willingness to be vulnerable is being willing to share your fears, your boundaries, your needs, who you really are. It's that willingness to show up as your authentic self and be seen by whoever it is.
Isn't it the hardest thing? Okay, we can talk about that for hours.
That's a whole other episode altogether.
Exactly, right? So many
Yeah.
individuals fear judgment, like you said, or rejection when it comes to being vulnerable. So how can we overcome this common fear and still embrace vulnerability in a relationship?
I think it's important to realize that when building a healthy relationship, we have to be vulnerable. We want to feel safe. We want to feel seen. We want to feel deeply connected to our partners. We have to be willing to be vulnerable, right? And one of the most important things you can do is practice being vulnerable with yourself first. This starts with, can you be honest about what you're feeling, your emotions? A journaling practice is a great way to start. Mm-hmm. And then with time, as you're vulnerable with yourself, being vulnerable with others gets easier and easier.
And of course, being vulnerable means you got to be brave if you're going to be vulnerable. Absolutely. And you got to have a level of trust too. Let's talk about there. That's a key element. How can you elaborate that connection between vulnerability and trust when you are in a relationship?
Yes, I like to talk about securely attached relationships, and secure attachment is connected to the science of attachment theory, which is understanding what you do in your adult relationships, how that's impacted by early childhood experiences. So with secure attachment, we understand that we can have a safe connection. We have someone who can offer us support, where we can set boundaries, and you build that safety over time. And I tell all my clients, you let people earn your vulnerability as well. You gather the data on relationships, and you can slowly invest in the relationship and build that secure attachment together.
I kind of like that. You got to earn my vulnerability. Very good.
Yeah, and also, Dr. Morgan, creating a safe space is also crucial, correct? So could you provide our viewers with some quick tips on how to establish an environment where partners feel safe opening up and expressing their emotions?
Absolutely. A lot of us are terrible at this, so I'm glad you asked this question. Is learning how to be an active listener. And I tell my clients, you want to say, if this person felt heard, what would I say back to them? So if you're talking to me about your emotions, I'm going to say back to you, I hear that you felt sad or whatever the emotion is, but really practicing that active listening, which includes validation and ensuring that that other person feels heard, that can create a lot of safety in relationships.
Vulnerability is not weak. It is a strong word indeed, and some great tips and points for proving that right there. The Art of Vulnerability with clinical psychologist Dr. Morgan. Thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me. This was great.
See, vulnerable. I finally said it.
That's one of those words. Vulnerable, and we have to learn how to say.
Yeah, I sound Russian when I say that. Never mind. All right, coming up, it is time to hit the gym. We're going to be working our backs this time. You can strengthen your back with exercises that target different muscles using weights and a pull-up bar. This ought to be fun. We'll show you all of it after the break. When it comes to sculpting specific body parts, you probably think of your abs, your arms, your glutes first, right? Well, a well-rounded workout routine includes hitting every major muscle group, even the ones that you may fall on the back burner, like, well, your back.
That's right. Yeah, the challenge of training your back. Well, you can actually see the muscles you're working on, but what you can see are the results. So more strength, better posture, and longevity. Strengthening your back muscles is one way to help manage or even prevent non-specific back pain and improve range of motion. It's time to work out with Dr. Jed.
All right, something that a lot of people may not exercise as much or as well as they should. It is your back, and we are here with Dr. Jed to show us some great exercises to keep you actually straight, healthy, and fit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The back tends to get neglected just because we don't see it as much. You look in the mirror, you're always seeing the front side, so people trying to overemphasize that. But the back is that balance piece to that. And oddly enough, by actually training your back a lot more, you can really prevent a lot of back pain. Because what it's doing is it's tightening everything on the backside, so it really keeps your posture kind of up and good.
Exactly, yeah.
Which really helps you out throughout the day. You know, everyone knows we sit too much, etc. But offsetting that with some back training regularly will really help kind of maintain that and keep you out of that slump.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Exactly.
Nobody wants that. You look old.
And you can get out of that by doing these.
By doing this.
All right.
All right. So the first move, anyone can do. It's just a home move. There's no weight or anything.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're just going to lay on our stomach. And it's going to be a Superman row. So we'll be in that Superman position, gets that whole posterior chain, all your postural muscles really tight. And then we're just going to squeeze our arms coming back like that.
Okay, all right.
So we'll lay down here.
Take your time getting on the floor. Like me.
Okay, and then arms are kind of in front of you. And the first motion is we're going to tighten our butt and our back and everything and just come up. Both your legs and your arms are up just like your Superman flying. And then you're gonna squeeze your back really hard.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Coming down, it's good to have friends. And then we're gonna come back out real slow and then just tap. We're gonna come up again and just squeeze really hard. Come back out.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you do, and it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Very much so. There's no weight or anything like that, but in that position, when you contract your back hard, you actually feel all those muscles working really well. When you're doing those, I'd probably do 3 or 4 sets of about 5 reps.
Okay.
You know, you're not banging out reps. It's all about that slow, controlled squeeze in that.
Okay.
Then we can come on a little more advanced.
Okay.
And grab some weight if you guys want.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Let's do it. All right. So we'll get our dumbbells. Perfect. And this, where we learned that hinge before, this is where this really comes into play. This is gonna be a bent over row. It's a great move for your back, and it's just pulling your elbows to your side. And what we're gonna do here is bend your knees just slightly, do that hinge, so we're leaning forward, and then we're just bringing it up, and we're squeezing. You can feel your back squeeze, lower back down, keep everything tight, squeeze, lower back down, keep everything tight, squeeze.
And
this is another one I like kind of slow and controlled.
And you want to keep your elbows in?
Yep, keep your elbows kind of coming towards your side like that.
Okay.
Just like that. And we're just coming and squeezing. The more that you do that hinge and your butt's back, the less stress you feel on your lower back. The less you hinge and the more forward, your lower back might give out first. So we can put these down. For some people, doing it both at a time and whatnot is gonna be a little challenging until you learn that hinge well. You know, you might want to avoid that. So a really easy workaround is just do it one at a time, but support yourself on a bench.
Okay.
So we can grab one of ours. And it's going to be that same motion, but we're just doing one arm at a time. Your non-working arm uses as support.
Okay.
So kind of offset your feet so the foot on the working side is back. And then you're just going to pull up, squeeze. And you should feel this even a little bit more because your range of motion goes a little bit longer with just one arm working.
How many reps do we do here?
Yep, anywhere in that 8 to 12 rep range, you know, just grab a weight where you can do it nice and controlled for 8 to 12 reps.
Let's see, I do 4, I'll do 4 more here.
Perfect, I like it, the balance. So let's switch it up. And then again, getting that good squeeze at the top. That's where we're really working.
All right.
Because Nat's making us stay balanced, we're doing 4.
Yes. And if you don't have a bench, you have a chair, you can do that with a chair as well.
Yeah, really anything. Here, we can drop these back.
All right.
And then the one other move I want to cover, it's kind of the king of back exercise, though it is a little bit more advanced move, but I'll show you a workaround. And that's just going to be the pull up, chin up, call it whatever you want. Hand placement doesn't matter that much. Classically, though, it's an overhand grip.
Okay.
And this one, you're just grabbing the bar, and this is great because it's just a lot of strength coming back like that. That'll really give you kind of that V look that everyone likes. So you're just here, and you're just pulling up, and you're squeezing at the top, coming down, squeezing at the top.
Seems easy.
Coming down,
It's
show
not
off.
easy.
Okay.
But like I said, that is a little more advanced move, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes hard people. So if you have a buddy and social working out is great, here we go.
Let's do it.
Nat's your buddy?
This is perfect. And what you're gonna do is they grab the bar, make sure they have a good grip on the bar. They'll cross their feet, and then you let them just stand right off your thigh. And it's amazing because she can control how much help she wants. So she's just standing off my thigh with any amount of help she wants. Great exercise, builds trust, build team building. We'll get you 4 because that's what
I
we
already
like.
did 4.
It's really nice, right? Because it's kind
Yes.
of fun. You feel like supported, involved, you're working together. And again, Nat's controlling whatever amount of help she wants, which is kind of nice for that too.
Yeah.
All right, great. Great exercises
back.
here. Again, work out with a buddy. You can do stuff like that.
Let's work the back.
Yes, and watch your weight when you start if you're starting beginners,
For sure.
right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great.
Always way more important to go through the motions, get the motions right, you know, and work up to getting your workout, than just kind of hit it hard one time and hurt yourself. You know?
And then one and done. Yeah, we
Correct.
don't want that.
Yep, doesn't
Dr.
work.
Jed, appreciate it much.
Hey, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Train back.
Ooh, now I need to stretch my back.
We didn't exactly pull straws on this, but kudos to you for doing that and not me. So, very
All
well.
right. We'll be back after a short break.
Checking out your entertainment mix now. Reality show host RuPaul is co-founding a bookstore as well as launching a bus tour to distribute banned books. The queer icon hopes the bookstore named Alstora will shine a brighter light on authors who are underrepresented. In a statement on social media, RuPaul says Alstora will be, quote, supporting you, all voices, everywhere.
Yeah, the performer and the store are also behind the Rainbow Book Bus, a 22-foot school bus turned into a bookmobile. On Monday, the bus began a road tour where LGBTQ groups will hand out banned books at each stop. So among the cities scheduled for a visit are Phoenix, Tallahassee, Atlanta, Memphis, and San Antonio.
Okay, well, there you go.
Very cool project.
Interesting to see
Right?
how that,
Yeah.
how that'll turn out too. And I'm surprised he was sans hair, sans wig. that are out there too.
Well, you might see him like full costume and wig and makeup when the bus tour.
Probably there, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to music, Madonna opened up to a concert audience Tuesday night about her health emergency that happened last summer. That's when the singer landed in the ICU as the result of a bacterial infection. She called it a near-death experience.
Yeah, Madonna told the Los Angeles audience her first word coming out of induced coma was no. So she said she thinks that because God was asking her if she wanted to come with him. And Madonna also thanked celebrity doctor David Agus, who was in the audience. She said he advised her to go in the sun so her body could make vitamin D and help her heal.
Ah, maybe that's what's wrong with myself and Zaina. Lack of vitamin D.
If you're feeling super tired,
Yeah.
yes, I would definitely check your vitamin D. But how scary that was for
she-
her and for us fans, because we want her with us.
Yeah, exactly. Is she on tour right now? Is it European tour?
She is.
Yeah,
No, she's in Los Angeles, yeah.
Okay, I saw some video where it's one of her dancers and it's pulling her on a chair.
I saw that video.
And he trips. She
And she
falls.
fell, yeah.
I forget what she's singing. Papa Don't Preach or something. But she turns around and just looks at him. And you think it's going to be one of those diva moments where, like, you will never work in this town again. And she just laughs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Very good,
Yeah.
Madonna. Just laugh it off, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for joining us here today. We'll be back here. See you tomorrow at 3. First at 4 on the way. Investigate TV Plus. It's
That's
coming
right.
up next.
Yeah, thanks for watching.